everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shannon and this is my oldest daughter Kaylee. She is 14, she's going to be 15 next weekend. And today we are doing a collaboration with Chelsea and her daughters Melissa and Natalie. Their channel is A Rispy Land, so I will leave a link for that in the description box down below. So make sure you go over and check out her video. I thought it would be kind of fun to share with you some of the favorite fiction books that my daughter has as a teenage girl, and hopefully this might give you some ideas for your daughter also for something wholesome and interesting and fun that she can read. So Kaylee has a giant stack of books here. Plus there are several that are on Kindle or audiobooks that we don't have sitting here that we're just going to tell you about, not necessarily show you. So I'm going to let her start with whatever book she feels like she wants to start with. So go ahead, sis.
And not all these are books teenagers would like to read nowadays. I've kind of read these for forever, and me and my friends are kind of the weird homeschool teenagers, so it's good anyways. But first off, the classics. I'm missing one of my books from here, but this is the Chronicles of Narnia
By C.S. Lewis.
Yeah, I've had these for forever. See, when I was like 7, I guess, my Uncle Aaron bought these for me. He really liked these too. And then I watched the movie at his house, and so he bought me all the books and movies for my birthday. And they're quite beat up. There are pages falling out of all of them and things like that.
How many times do you think you've read these?
Probably a minimum of 7 times, maybe.
Yeah, she's read them
probably
a lot.
like 10 times.
Yes.
But now they're not as hard of a challenge to read. I can read one of these in like 1 night or 2 nights. So, alright, and then second, The Hobbit.
What are you doing?
This is by J.R.R. Tolkien. This and The Lord of the Rings are classics. Everybody knows these. They are really hard to read because they're British literature, and so they're very descriptive and use some, wacky, just hard to understand when you're reading them. My friend actually watched the movie, loved them, picked up the book to try to read it, and said she absolutely hated it. So, which I felt the same way, but they're still really good books, and I just prefer watching the movies than trying to read it. And then Lord of the Rings. And, let's see here. Okay. So those are like the old classics. These are newer books. These are the Wingfeather Saga. They're written by Andrew Peterson. This is the second one. This is the first one. And I only have 2 of them right now. These are the new hardcover copies. They actually have more pictures in them than the old paperbacks.
And there's 4 of these,
there's
right?
4 of these,
4
yeah.
books.
I only have the first 2 because they were on sale on Amazon, so I bought them. And hopefully I get the next 2 because those are like the only things I asked my mom, that I told my mom I wanted for Christmas. So hopefully I get them, because otherwise, it's the only things I asked for. Okay, and the next I have The Dragon Keeper Chronicles by Danita K. Paul. This is the second book. The first book I don't have right now because I gave it to my uncle, so he's reading it. Or hopefully he's reading it. He's had it for quite a while now. But these ones are not very well known at all, actually. But I found the first 4 on my grandma's shelf in her library. She said she actually bought them for my uncle. So I picked them up and read them and really liked them. I've read these actually like 5 times a piece, I think. So I really enjoyed them. They're really, really good. I've actually like shared them with a couple of my friends, and not everyone liked them, but I really enjoyed them. I really liked the last one. It has a theme of watching out for false teachers and false prophets and things like that, because it's written by a Christian, so there's like themes kind of in each one, but this one's my favorite. It's the very last one. She's written other books as well, but I'm not going to recommend them or anything because I've never read them. So next books are the Kingdom series. Anyways, the Kingdom series by Chuck Black. These are really good. They're written kind of like the Chronicles of Narnia, where they have the king, which represents God, and then they have the king's son, which is the prince, Jesus, and then they have like all the different knights, and it's kind of got the Bible line story, and the last one is like the end times. And they're really good. They're just like medieval fantasy land type things, and they're really good. I really love them.
And we have these. Austin and I met Chuck Black at the Czech Homeschool Conference, the Christian Home Educators of Colorado. I think he comes every year, and we got to talk to him about these. And we also have these books on audio, which are really, really good. And I think they have the audiobooks at our library, right? Yeah. So at our local library, which isn't so local anymore, but so check your library for these audiobooks. They're dramatized and they're really, really good. The audios are very, very good. The kids all enjoy them a lot. We've listened to them several times.
Okay, and then this is the second series by him. They are set in the same land and age and things as these in his Fantasy World of Arthur, but these are specific stories about this one, Sir Kendrick. So this is in between after the prince came and then before the ending where the prince comes back after he leaves again. And they're just the stories they got. He tells the story of one mission of individual knights, Sir Bentley, and he's got one of Lady Carlos. This one's probably my favorite, but they're really good too. They're just the same ones, and you get to know a individual knight.
So all of these books are characters in the Kingdom series.
Yep, but actually no, none of these are mentioned in this series.
Lady Carlos isn't mentioned?
Nope.
Oh, I thought she was.
This one has its own set of characters that go with the biblical timeline type thing.
Okay.
This one is just like individual stories of what we say like Christians, like Corey Ten Boom.
Okay.
This guy, what would that be? Let me think. Jim Elliot and like things like that. It's got the individual stories of just like the universal. What do they call them? And then followers of the prince.
So also these ones are called the Knights of Arthtre. They also have a board game called Arthtre, and we have the board game, and the kids really like playing it. It's pretty fun to play. We bought it at the Homeschool Conference also to go along with the books, and it's fun and we enjoy playing it.
And then I don't have right now the third series written by him. It's different than Arthtre. It's not set in that. It's actually set during present time. And it's called the War of the Realm trilogy. I really love those books. They're like in my top 3 favorites. They're amazing. But I gave them to my friend to borrow, and she beat them up, so she gave me $20 to buy a new set, and I haven't done it yet. It's disappointing. But.
So the War of the Realm trilogy
by Chuck
Black. Also, the War of the Realm trilogy is definitely more of a teenaged child book, where the Knights of Arthtre and the Kingdom series are really for all ages. All of our kids enjoy the Kingdom series, and we've all listened to them and enjoyed them. So make sure you keep that in mind. The War of the Realm series is for older kids and adults, and the Kingdom series and the Knights of Arthtre are for the younger ages and adults up to adult ages also. Yeah.
The War of the Realm trilogy is about Drew, I think that's his name. He's like a teenage kid, and it starts out and he like lives a normal teenage life, and then it's got a lot of like angel and demon activity, so that's why it's for older children. But it's very like spiritual. It's about the spiritual realm and what goes on where we can't see. And he does say that in the back it's got discussion questions. Actually, these ones do too. He's got discussion questions in the back of all his books for each chapter. But he says about the War of the Realm trilogy that all of his writing about the angels and demons is speculation, and he's not declaring that this is actually what demons are like, this is actually what they do, but it's speculation off what he thinks, what he's interpreted from God's word. So he says to keep that in mind and not think that he's taking anything, like preaching it, that it's what he's saying it is. And
be nice. Hey, be nice.
Next series, which I'm actually wearing the shirt. The Green Ember series. This is the only paperback or paper book I have from it. The rest of them I own on Kindle and Audible, which is really sad. But this is the Wreck and Rise. This is actually like the second book in a mini series. So let me look up what the front picture looks like.
So the Green Ember books are also by
S.D. Smith.
Oh yeah, they're by S.D. Smith. I was gonna say Andrew Peterson, not by Andrew Peterson, by S.D. Smith, and they're bunnies with swords. And we know people who have read them and did not care for them, and which are actually is interesting because they're really good friends and we seem to have similar tastes in a lot of things. But the Green Ember is the series. There are 4 Green Ember books, and then there are some side stories. And we love the Green Ember. And so we know friends that, sorry, Klayton is unloading crates over there. We know friends that don't care for the Green Ember series, and we know everybody else that has read them that love them. So we love them. We really enjoy them. I've been reading them to the younger kids. Kaylee's read through all of them herself, but they're very, very good.
I think that if our friends who didn't care for them would have read them when all their kids were little, their kids would have loved them. But all their kids are almost in their teens now, and they prefer things like Harry Potter and Divergent, well, not Divergent exactly, but like Harry Potter and like these ones. They love these ones.
Yeah.
But just the Green Ember bunnies and swords was not their thing. I guess they're all too old for that now.
Yeah.
But I started reading them when I was 12 because my friend, actually from Oklahoma, introduced me to them. Yeah. And I love them. So.
Yeah. Yep, and we all enjoy them. So what are all of the Green Ember books?
This is the first one. This is the main series. This is the Green Ember. And then he also has Ember Falls. And then he has book 3. I don't think I have that on Kindle, but look at that.
Yeah, I think we're reading book 3, so.
Yeah, well, this is, I have my separate one.
Oh, yeah.
Ember Rising. Book 4, I only have an Audible. Ember's End. It's my favorite one. So that's the main series, and then there's a bunch of side books, I guess. The first one goes back way before the Green Ember main series takes place. It's called Tales of Old Natalia. The first book is The Black Star of Kingston, which I don't have. I used to have it. It was actually a gift. When I signed up for their newsletter, he gave it to me PDF form or something like that. But then I did something on my Kindle and it's gone now, which is sad. So I'll have to re-get it. But The Black Star of Kingston, and then The Wreck and Rise of Whitsun Mariner, which is, where's my little paper? This one here. And it's actually very tiny. Reading it, I didn't realize, I actually never realized how tiny it was until I got it. And I looked at it and I'm like, wait, such good book. They're this small. I'm used to the big, huge, thick ones. But it's just a little thing, but it's really good. But they're really good. They're probably my favorite. Joe Shanks is my favorite character. Yeah,
the books that she's talking about. So in the Green Ember series, there are things that go on that you see the entire picture of everyone together. And then in these books is like one character and their view of the whole, of what's going on and the whole story that's going on.
So the first one is The Last Archer. A Green Ember story by S.D. Smith. And then the second one is called The First Fowler. Don't start playing it, we don't give spoilers. The First Fowler. And the last one is called The Archer's Cup, which just came out. It's actually going to come out on Kindle on the 10th, and today's the 7th?
Yep.
Yeah, so in like 3 days it comes out, and then he already sent out paperback, so you can get that one too.
Yes, and so the kids love them so much that our rabbits that we have outside are named after these characters. We have Joe is our buck, and then we have Heather and Emma are our 2 does, and we named them after the Green Ember characters because the kids love them so much. So most of the books we have on Kindle, I would love to get all of the physical books, and that may be something I try to do like for Christmas gift or something like that. But the Green Ember series, definitely books we recommend for younger kids, and maybe even older kids might enjoy it too.
And the last ones I have are not fantasy fiction, they're just fiction. They're lamplighter books. This is The Hidden Hand. This is a giant book. This took me actually forever to read because I couldn't get into it actually. It was not keeping me going. I read like 1 chapter every week maybe. Normally when I get a big book like this, I get started on it and I finish it in like 3 days, okay? But this one probably, actually, I think this took me maybe 2 months because I could not get into it until about right there. And then it got going, and I just read it. So this one takes a while for you to get the groove of it, and it is written, it's got like the, it's in Old English. I mean, that's the way they talk. So it's hard to read as well. This is definitely for older kids. Do not hand this to a little kid and expect them to try and understand what you're
most
read
of the lamplighter books I would not hand to younger kids. We bought some after talking to the guy at the homeschool conference. Okay. We bought some that he recommended for our boys to read, but our boys are not big readers, and those are too hard, so they haven't read them yet. Kolter tried to read one, and it was too hard for him, and he just couldn't keep up. But we have lots and lots of Lamplighter books on audio, and we loved them. We absolutely love them. They are fantastic books. So if you have not seen Lamplighter books, make sure you go check them out, because their audios are dramatized and the books are excellent just reading the books. Also, if you want to read them out loud to your kids, Austin's been reading one to the kids for a while now. We started a while ago, but so excellent books. The Lamplighter books are.
This is the one that Dad's reading to us right now. Overtaken, the Wild Lad of London. This is actually all of these are like Old English because they're all old books.
Yeah.
This one is 1887.
Yeah.
This one's 1856.
Kaylee's laughing because Austin's not a huge, I mean, he reads a lot, but with it being in Old English and having like the British words and stuff in there, he has a really hard time reading it out loud, and so that's why it's taken us so long to read it. But sometimes it's hilarious to listen to him read it.
About halfway through.
Yeah, we're not doing too bad.
It's not too bad.
Okay, another one is The Giant Killer.
Love this one. We have the audiobook of this.
We have the audiobook of this, which is even better than reading the hardback book because it's dramatized. This is an excellent book about killing sin, basically, is what it's about, and they made a whole story out of it. So this is a really good book.
Yeah, this one actually is in my top. Let me find it. This is actually what I wrote down, the first one when I thought of my top. Well, okay, I don't have a number. Anyway, let's just say my top Lamplighter books. It's the first one I wrote down because this one was one that we loved as the entire family, and Dad loved it as well. This is his favorite.
Yeah.
This one's not my personal favorite because I love some of the other ones that they've had, but then I listened to one and I re-listened to this one and I can't make up my mind. Yeah. This one's one of my favorites. This is fantastic.
Yeah. So go ahead and tell them, just list off the other ones.
So the other ones, The Giant Killer, Sir Malcolm and the Missing Prince. That one is probably one of my all-time favorites, like in my top 3. The Captive, Titus, Comrade of the Cross. That one's Mom's favorite.
That's one of my favorite ones. Yeah, I have a couple of favorites.
Well.
The Titus, Comrade of the Cross is one of my favorites.
I think it made me cry.
Yeah.
It did. It made me cry.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I think The Captive almost makes you cry too.
Yeah.
But Charlie's Choice, I haven't listened to that one in a while, but this is actually my friend Eden's favorite. She loves Charlie's Choice. The Hedge of Thorns.
The Hedge of Thorns is the first one that we ever listened to.
And so it's been a long time, but I knew that I did enjoy it, but it was sad.
Yeah, and Austin and I both really like The Hedge of Thorns. It's a very good book.
And then A Basket of Flowers, Extraordinary Little Maid. I've listened to that one a million times. It's not fantasy, and it's not like, what would you call that? It's not sad really at all. There's no like tears. It's just the story of this extraordinary little maid, and it's just a really fun books for little girls.
Yes, my little girls love Extraordinary Little Maid. When we say what audiobook should we listen to, that's usually the one they pick because they really like that story. So,
and we have a couple other ones. Jessica's Journey is one that we have an audio. I did not enjoy that one really. I mean, I think I did, but it was hard to get going on, kind of like The Hidden Hand. It just was different than the other ones. It was like a story, but it was just kind of weird. Yeah. Another one is
Teddy's Button.
Oh yes,
that's a real on here. We all really enjoy that one. The boys especially enjoy that one. Kolter and Kryspin have probably listened to it at least 5 times, if not more than that, because they really like it.
I loved it when I listened to it too. Yeah. It's a really funny one, and that's actually one that our friends' boys love too. Yeah. That's like the all-time boy favorite.
All right, so these are a gigantic list of Kaylee's favorite books and a little bit of an overview of all of them. I will have some links in the description box below. They will be affiliate links for Amazon. If you're interested in purchasing any of these books, I will just link all the ones that I can find on Amazon down below, so make sure you check that out. And also don't forget to head over to Chelsea's page or her channel, not her page, head over to her channel and check out her video of favorite books that her daughters have also. So thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more in the future, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.